right, good evening, all. Hope everyone's doing great on this Friday night. It's good to be back broadcasting. I'm wearing my disco shirt. Yes, I am. It's funny when a non-Star Trek person sees you in a disco shirt. They're like, disco, what? And you have to explain it to them. All right, let's check in. I hope everyone's doing great. Claude Sailing, Amber D, how are you? Phyllis Knudsen, Ann Engel, how are you doing, Ann? It's always great to see you. Ann is one of our loyal customers in the store. Every time I put up something in the store, Ann orders like 3 of them for her nephews and whatever. And Troy Light, hey Troy, how are you doing? That's fun. Thank you. And we're talking about our Kickstarter, which is live. Let's see if I can I previously had. Wow. Okay, we're doing well. Let's see if I can share screen because they keep changing things on StreamYard. And okay, yeah, here we go. There we go. How's that? Yeah, there you go. So there is our Kickstarter. You can go to Kickstarter. And here's the link. Let me put the link in the comments for you. It should be. I should have put it in the description. But go to Kickstarter where you can see we're at $3,300. We just launched it 2 hours ago, and we're already at $3,300. So that is awesome. And that, listen, I cannot wait for this to do this. Dana is going to be laying out the script. I want to send our thoughts out to Mark Payton. Some of Mark Payton's art is going to be in here. He did some amazing pencil sketches, and we just learned yesterday that Mark's cancer is terminal, and God, I've lost so many people to cancer in the past few years. Mark is a dear man and a hugely talented artist, and it's awful. So our hearts go out to Mark and his lovely wife, and we wish you the best. We're always here for you. Wow, you guys are commenting. Let me see what else we got here. Darko says, hello, Donnie Pearson is here early tonight. Claude Selling. Jim Westbrook. How are you, Jim, my friend? Always good to see you. Right, Sublette from Florida. Robert Blea. Hello from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, hello, Albuquerque. Sharing the world. And there's Silver Bullet. Stephen, how are you doing? I like disco too. Eric Samuels, hello, sir. Scott G in Atlanta. Eugenio, how are you? What else? There's the link to the all right, good. And RB. Hey, James, how are you doing? So the Kickstarter is live. As you can see, it's doing really well. We're really happy. It's just such an exciting project, right? Really exciting project because as I can scroll through here, you can see some of the other photos. I don't know if we have the art from Mark. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about having a hardcover slipcase, and you get to read the script. Listen, you guys haven't, for the most part, read the script, and for the 2-hour movie. So, Tim Norris is here. How are you, Jess Hobby, who just bought my Commander Cody helmet for his son, and I got to see his memorabilia collection. Jess is a pilot for American Airlines, and one of our key volunteers at Aries Studios. So, yeah. So that is. So let's. What we can do again with sharing. Share. All right. So first of all, we want to say goodbye to our dear bunny Bugs, who unfortunately passed away yesterday early morning. He had a GI blockage or something, and there was no emergency vets. We live 25 minutes from University of Georgia, and they have a veterinary emergency hospital that's 24 hours. And I called them up, and all their exotic people, exotic is what they call rabbits and gerbils and things like that, were at a conference. So there was no one to see bugs, and which probably cost him his life, because he passed away about 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. And it was very sad. I found him, and he had passed. So we're real sorry to see him go. He was such a sweetheart. And Crystal wanted to bury him in her mom's backyard, where Crystal's going to be planting a garden. So Crystal and I dug a hole for him and buried him. And then we went out and had a little Irish wake for him and had a drink and toasted to bugs. So, we're sorry to see. He was such a sweet. Oh, fun. He had the run of the upstairs, and we'd run upstairs, and he'd come up and say hi to you and everything. So we're sad to see him go. What we can tell you, though, is that there is a new addition to our household, and that is Boo Biscuit, who is the one on the right in that photo. Our little black tuxedo. You can see his little white tuxedo soul patch there at his neck, and he came to us. We don't have cats. We have 6 dogs, and we had 4 dogs, as most of you know. And then when Crystal's mom passed away, we took in her 2 senior dogs, one of whom Crystal had grown up with, or had grown up with Crystal, and her mom, the other one who was a stray. And they're both 14 or so. They're both seniors. They got a couple years left. So we took both of them. So we have 6 dogs now. It was like 6 dogs, a rabbit, and Crystal wanted this cat. And now we had the option. Last year we rescued 4 cats, and one of them was an absolute sweetheart. They were all sweet, but one of us especially, even I took to this cat. And I was like, oh my God, this cat is the best cat in the world. Well, Damaris Deegan, who's the mother of my godsons in Florida, she wound up adopting him. And so Crystal and I took her down there, and she's been renamed Maze. And so, and Damaris loves her. So this time around, Crystal's, wanted, and this cat, we rescued 6 little kittens on the July 4th weekend. We trapped them. I've talked about it before. We trapped them. The mother, the father, who were feral. So we trapped them. We got them spayed and neutered, and then released them. And then we kept the kittens, and they all got homes. There were 5 kids. And I put out an announcement on the email list, and boom, 4 people stepped up. One took 2 of them, and there we go. And the last one jumps on a Delta airline plane tomorrow and goes up to Maine. That's Boos. Crystal named the last one Boos, as in caboose, because he was found a week after the other 4. Poor thing was out there a week all alone, no food, no water, nothing. And so we were so happy. And now he's just the sweetest little thing. So this one, after having gotten, we had 4 kittens in there, the neighbor calls us one day and says, on July 5th, the neighbor calls and says, Alec, did one of those little black kittens that you saved get out? I was like, no, why? She says, well, there's a little black kitten in our garage. Can you go get it? Well, what are we going to say? No. So I go next door, and this cute little black cat. And what we figured was they had gone to the July 4th fireworks the town put on, and it's in this area, industrial area, and very wooded. There's woods behind the buildings. And when they backed in, this little cat maybe got scared for the fireworks, jumped in the car, jumped underneath. Cats go underneath cars and in engines and everything. And then when they got home, ran into their garage. So the next day they find it in their garage. So we say, look, I got 5 little kittens in my garage. We grabbed this one who's looked a little smaller than the others. And we brought it back. And it was really funny because And Crystal named her Boo Biscuit. It was the one female. The other 5 were all males. This one was a female. Crystal named her Boo Biscuit. Cats are known for making biscuits, right? When they do the pushing, like they do when they're feeding off their mothers. Maybe you guys know this. Maybe you don't know this. If you're an animal lover, you know it. A dog or a cat will do this kind of pushing motion, and basically it's when they're nursing off the mother. It's how they get the milk out, right? But it's becomes a habit, and they'll do it whenever they're kind of happy, whether they're content or they're sucking on something, and they'll do that. So, but this one, of all the kittens, they were all wonderful kittens. Some shy, they had different personalities. This one basically kind of laid claim. I mean, this little Boo Biscuit was basically, this is my house, and you're my people. Crystal, you want to come talk about Boo Biscuit? Yeah. You want to go get her? Yeah. Crystal will bring her down. You get to see her. So it was this one was special. We had 6 kittens living in our master bathroom. And this one you could tell there was a difference. Was always there, was always talking to us, always wanted attention before any of the other cats. And everything she does was just a little different, just a little very personal. I mean, she was really laying claim to the house and to Crystal and I. She was like, you're my people. And so Crystal fell in love with her. And I was like, but last year when we had Cider, I was like, look, I can't deal with another species. I mean, we have dogs, we have a rabbit. I mean, come on. Another species means now we have to have litter boxes. We have to have cat food. We have, cat toys. It's like this time I didn't put up a fight this time. I was like, look, we got 6 little ones. Oh, okay, here you go. And here's Crystal with Boo Biscuit. There you go. Here's little Boo Biscuit. And Boo. And you can see, can you see all right? There you go. Hi, Boo Biscuit. How are you doing, sweetie? So that's little Boo Biscuit. That's Crystal's little Boo now, since she always calls Pee-wee my little Boo. Yeah. How are you, sweetie? She's just, so for someone who's been a dog person most of my life, this cat is special. So, and she always sits at the edge of our bed, and she's just an absolute pleasure. And she gets along great with our dogs. Both Itty and Pee. So, okay. So enough about Boo's Biscuit. Yes. Right. Sublet is correct. Oh, Dale, we're sorry. He had a 150-pound Mastiff mix. Oh, they're such sweet animals. Yeah, that's true. We're sorry, Dale. Our hearts go out to you, man. We know what it's like. And that's wonderful, peaceful passage sounds. Yeah, it's great when the dogs can pass at your house, when they can, if you have to put them to sleep, you put them to sleep at your house. Itty Bitty right now is going crazy. She loves Boo Biscuit, and Boo Biscuit is on the back of Crystal's neck. So, we're turning this into pet talk. Jim, Jim, a cat is good for you. Considering your lifestyle, a cat would be, you can't handle a dog maybe, but a cat would be great. Yes, isn't it true, Edward? Wise words, Edward. That is true. Oh, look at that. Look at Jim Westbrook. What a mensch that guy is. Yeah, it does, Jim. Thank you so much. Scott is... and then thank you. And thank you, Paul. We appreciate the kind words. Some of you have pledged on Kickstarter, and we're here to talk about the Kickstarter, not about pets, but so much is happening. I just wanted to share with you about that. Okay, let's talk about other things. Here's something that has nothing to do. So here's something that has nothing to do with anything. I don't know. Some of you may know this comic book, Commandy, Last Boy on Earth, #1. This is the original stat that they print. They print it on like on plastic, and it's how they print. It's what goes to the printer, right? This is what the printer prints. Anyway, this was one of my favorite issues. It was when, for those of you who are old like me, you remember when Jack Kirby back in the 70s moved from Marvel to DC, and that's where he came out with the Fourth World with Forever People and New Gods, and he was on Superman for a little while. Yeah, Kirby's style was changing really radically at that time. It was becoming a lot more bold and squared off fingers and stuff like that, and a lot of circles in the background and stuff. Anyway, Commandy was one of the comics I really took to as a kid. So and I love this cover because it's it's so like Planet of the Apes. Let me just make sure I can say there. And so I got this on eBay for like $50. There's a guy who sells these stats, and when there's a great page comes up or a great cover, it's great because they frame up really well and they're great on the wall. Even though they're not color, there's something striking always about black and white. So there's that. Okay, here's the other thing I want to show you. I got mine in yesterday. This is my hardcover. Many of you know Linda Alexander, who we've interviewed on this show, who wrote the official biography of Steve Ihnat, The Life and Death of Rising Star Steve Ihnat, Gone Too Soon. This is the book, and you can get it in a hardcover on our Kickstarter. And so that's in the $95 level. So if you are so inclined, I'm buying these from the publisher. I'm having them sent down to Linda, who lives in Alabama, and then Linda is going to autograph them. Then I'm going to bring them back, and we're going to fulfill them as part of our Kickstarter. So this is when you talk about books, look, if you're an Axanar fan, you got to be a Steve Ihnat fan like I am. And this book, learn all about his life. What an amazing, amazing actor. Actor, director. As I've said before, because Linda told me, Linda and I were talking, she was talking about the trajectory of his career. And, he was coming up in the 60s. He was a hot actor. His phone was ringing off the hook. He started directing, and he died at Cannes Film Festival at the age of 36 with his film that he just made, that he was showing. So, if he had lived, and he'd be, now he'd be 90, I guess. He died at 36 and 60, maybe 80 in his 80s. Let's see. Because he died at 36 and 70. So 30, right? 70, 80? No, he'd be about 90 right now. He would have been the next. He would have been the next. What is that? Stogie, you're not doing your job. Jeez. Come on. All right, I blocked that spam. Yeah. Yeah, he would have been Clint Eastwood. That's the trajectory of his career. Whether he would have been as good a director as Clint Eastwood, who knows? But yeah, so the book is amazing. The book is illustrated. This is the hardcover version. She did the paperback, did the hardcover. We're offering the hardcover in the Kickstarter since we're doing a hardcover script, right? And the script, let me tell you, I'm so excited about this script. This is the original script. So basically the trajectory of the script is I started writing it in 2010, 11, basically. I had been invited by James Cawley to play Garth. This is how it all started. And in Origins, which was an episode he was doing of Star Trek New Voyages that was kind of a flashback. Sadly, it was never finished like a couple other episodes, and James is never going to release it, which is a real shame because they had a young actor named Matthew Ewald play young Kirk, and he was awesome. And Colin Cunningham, who many of you know from Stargate, He was Major Davis in Stargate. Colin Cunningham played Pike, which was awesome, and and it was a great experience. And I've shown the clip many times of me as my first role as Garth. Well, we can show it again too, because we have it up here somewhere. I just have to find it. Stogie keeps rearranging everything, so I can never find the stuff I want. But I'll look for it and find it. And so, and that was the beginning. That was the first thing I ever did as Garth. So anyway, I went up to play it, and James Cawley was like, "You need to write a script, and we should produce it." And that's how it started. And then where is it? Stogie, where is it? Did you hide it again? Stogie hides stuff on me on the channel. I'll like make a playlist and he'll eliminate it. So let me just look for the video and I'll play it for you. So that was the beginning, and that was 2010. I played Garth, and then Stogie, where is it? Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's play. This is the beginning. So you want to know where we started, where Axanar started. How did Axanar start? Axanar started in Star Trek New Voyages, which was at the time like the top fan film, and then Star Trek Continues came along and I think kind of dethroned Star Trek New Voyages. Don't get me started on Vic Mignogna, but who just lost his appeals. But no, New Voyages back in 2010 was before Star Trek Continues, and we all went up there and we all had fun and we all had a good time. And James was the one who convinced me to make a script. And so I started in 2010, 2011 writing a script. And then Doc John, who played Dr. McCoy in Star Trek New Voyages, except for I think there are 2 episodes where Jeff Bond played McCoy, but Doc John was an awesome McCoy, and he's an actual doctor. He just called me, as a matter of fact, today. I called him yesterday. We chatted today. He's a great guy. And so he is like, look, if you really want to write this script, you need to take this seminar with Robert McKee, who's like the godfather of Hollywood screenwriters. Robert McKee is actually a character in that Nicolas Cage movie about screenwriters, which was, I want to say it's Transcendence. That's not it. I'll forget it. I'll remember. Anyway, Robert McKee's a character. So I read his book called Story. The book is called Story, and it's like it's one of 2 books everyone who does screenplays in Hollywood has read. They've read Story, and they've read the other one is what's it? Something the cat. Sorry, getting old, so I'm forgetting these things. And so I read the book, and then we took this 4-day seminar. It was in LA. John flew down, and it was a 4-day screenwriting seminar, and he lectures for 3 days. And then the 4th day you watch, and it's amazing. It's just an amazing course, because, he's not telling you this is how you write a screenplay. He's like, these are the principles you need to understand. This is how beats happen and how state changes and so on and so forth. And it just like it opened your eyes so much. And then the 4th day, you watch Casablanca in the morning and then break it down and see how it does everything. Casablanca does everything that he's taught you. You're like, oh, I see it. I see. And, because he and many other people consider Casablanca the greatest movie ever. And I would consider it, I would agree. personally, I prefer Lawrence of Arabia, but nonetheless, Casablanca is brilliant, and you get to see, I see how all the principles he's taught you over 3 days are reflected in Casablanca. So I took that, and then I was like, okay, and then you just can't wait to get home fast enough to write, right? To write the script. And so in 2011 through 2012, I think I got to about 2012, and I got through the first 3 acts. And, McKee says, it's really about, you have to know character. You have to write the characters. You have to write the backstories of the characters. You have to know these characters intimately, right? Then you take the characters and you put them in a situation, and he's like, and then the screenplay should write itself, because you know these characters and you know how they're going to react. And let me tell you, that's exactly how it worked. I knew my characters so well, and then I knew the situations they were in, and it was just like bam, bam, bam. It would come out. Now, of course, you're constantly rewriting after that because you're never happy. But I was able to get those first 3 acts down pretty, in a reasonable amount of time. And then I stopped. And I stopped because let's see if I can play this. We'll take a break in. Let's watch. Here we go. We're going to watch. Let's watch this together. Oh, perfect. I hope the sound comes through. You guys getting the sound?
Kirk's kid, huh?
The one and only.
Gotta admit, the kid's got potential.
Garth, you're crazy.
You laughed again, Jimmy boy. It's a bad habit you're getting into. I thought I had it beat this time.
You're worried about losing a test when you just killed your best friend? What about your old buddy, Gary? Remember me? Your roommate? Hello?
Sir.
Open it up. It's about choices, Mr. Kirk. It's a test of character. Lights. Trainees to the briefing room. Not you, Kirk. The Kobayashi Maru isn't about winning. It's about revealing your character through the choices you make. And you, Mr. Kirk, make dangerous choices.
Sir,
We'll talk about that later. There's been an accident. It's your father.
All right, so there you go. That was the first. We did that in 2010, and we reshot the Garth scenes because what that we did originally was shit, and so we reshot. James reshot that, and it came out, and I was happy with that scene, the Garth part. Wait, the whole scene I think is good for a fan film. I think it's excellent, and so I was really happy with that. And there's the little in joke about Garth, you're crazy, and that was it. That was how we started. And then and so after getting the first 3 acts done, I didn't feel I was ready to write the 4th act, to write the Battle of Axanar. And by the way, I got little Pee Wee in my. This is my little guy, Pee Wee. So Pee Wee, say hi to everyone. I started doing research, and I read Honor Harrington was some of the research I did. I read the first 3 novels of the Honor Harrington series, and there was and there was some other stuff, science fiction I was reading and trying to really trying to get my hands around what would battles in space be like. And then knowing I'd listen, as much as I loved Deep Space Nine, I thought most of the space battles were shit. There was no rhyme or reason to them, and and Chris Weave and I have talked many times about space battles and how things should and shouldn't work. And it was really important that I address some of that stuff. Okay, I want to go back because there's some good comments here, and and there's some questions here. So let me. I'm gonna read some of these real quick. Let's see. Troy Light. Are we to assume the script contains what would have been shot had you not been forced to adjust the limitation? Yes, exactly. This was the shooting script, and we'll talk a little more about that. So yes, exactly. At the time we needed a patch. We needed something different. And so they used an Excalibur patch. Okay, that was cool. Dale Davis, any update on the Crazy Horse short story? No, I've just collected them all in a folder. I've not had a chance to read them. Right now, we're doing the Star Trek auction. We just finished doing the script sale, and that was very labor intensive, listing everything. And so we are coming up to this week is Star Trek Las Vegas, and then the week after that is Dragon Con. So real crazy. I may not be able to even get to it till after Vegas. So on it, I'm so excited about, seeing, we have over a dozen submissions. So really excited about that. Darko says, will the Ares have Mako or Federation security on board? In what we did in Axanar was introduce black shirts, and it's basically ship-based special forces. So, every ship, yes, you could call them Starfleet Marines. We didn't call them Starfleet Marines. It's like having your own contingent of Marines on board. But in this case, they're meant to be like special forces. It's a small group because you're not really, it's a small group meant for away missions, not for taking over a city or anything, right? So there you go. I assume, Fabian, you mean when does it happen? It happens in the year 2345, so 20 years before Kirk on the Enterprise. Actually, 80 years after Archer. Yes, that was Finnegan. That was, in fact, Finnegan. Good point. That's a very good point. Well, thank you, Joe, for supporting it all. Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Yes, Stephen Shuey, yes, you can. And thank you very much. We appreciate that. We do. So, okay. So, all right. So, yeah, Finnegan was great. He did a great job. That actor was really, whose name I forget, was very good. Itty Bitty's somewhere, Jim. Yeah, Robert, thank you very much. So, we hope that when we release the next two episodes, they will be as good as Prelude and make that kind of impression on everyone again. Yeah, the Kickstarter goes in for, I think the Kickstarter ends September 6th. I think the day after Labor Day, I think it ends. I think. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, we agree. They do. So, you donated 10. How do you donate 10 times? Well, I'll check and we'll rectify that. Darko, just send me an email, alec@axanar.com, and we will. I'll figure that. Let's see. Let me see if I can. I should be able to. All right, let's just. Darko, send me a private message if you can with your. Or just tell me your name. Because I'm looking. And I'm looking for someone who's donated 10 times here. To this Kickstarter? You mean to this Kickstarter you donate 10? Because I don't see that. I don't see that here. So send me a message or something. You good? Okay. Well, if I win, yeah, I'd have to win the Lotto Powerball like 10 times over. So, all right. So getting back to the script, Chris Weave and I talk about really how much computers really would be in control of space battles. The stuff that you see. I'm sorry. One of my dogs is making noise. That's you, Jack. How are you? One of our little senior dogs just walked in. So what we did in Axanar, what you'll read in this script, was do things that were really interesting and do some things that you never saw in Star Trek before. Tell a story of a grand battle that had strategy and had tactics and talked about those things. The characters say things like, what happens when the Klingons enter sensor range, and and when do they launch their first round of torpedoes, and what do those torpedoes do? What are they meant to do? What are torpedoes meant to do versus phasers, and having to burn through shields because, in those Deep Space Nine battles, you'd see, a ship get hit by phasers and blow up. And what about shields? So we really try and make it as realistic as possible. And we think that's really important. I'm just reading your comments real quick. Yeah. So, So that's the story. And we did this. Doc John helped me in the script initially for like the first pass. It was more like ideas, and he'd read it and make some suggestions. Then I got it to Marco Palmieri, who used to be the editor of pocketbooks for all the Star Trek books. And Marco read it. And this is we're talking 2011, 2012. And Marco's feedback to me was he said, he didn't think Garth was well developed. And he said, look at all the Star Trek pilots. He said, let's talk about the best ones. And he ranked them, and I agree. He ranked Star Trek pilots in this order: the Cage, Emissary, the Deep Space Nine pilot, the Voyager pilot, Caretaker, and then Broken Bow, followed by Encounter at Farpoint, which is by far the worst pilot for a Star Trek episode. But he said, look at the Cage and look at Emissary. In those two pilots, the captain goes through an arc. And you learn something. You learn about the captain, and the captain learns something. And it's true. And when you think about those two pilots and how strong those two pilots are, they do. The characters really, especially in Emissary, right? I mean, Sisko goes through a major changes and major reevaluates his life. And Marco was like, that's what you need to do with Garth. I go, oh, I got it. Okay. And so I added to it. I rewrote scenes. I added more really substantive character stuff. And then Dave Galanter, who passed away a year or two ago of cancer again, he read it and added some things and some suggestions. It was really wonderful. And then I worked for the script a little while with Christian Gossett, but he basically flaked and didn't do all the work on rewriting the script. And then when Rob Burnett was going to be directing the film, he brought in Bill Hunt. Now, Bill is not a screenwriter. He's a blogger. And Bill and I started working on it together. And the way I work when it's my script, the way I work with it, when I bring in a co-writer, is you make your changes, and then we get together and we figure out, no, that's good, that's not good. We'll do this. What if we change this? Whatever. So it's always a collaborative effort. This is why now I'm suing Paul Jenkins, our last director, for copyright fraud, because he claims he rewrote all the script himself, which is just total bullshit. And the guy's a liar. And I don't mind saying that because that's a fact and I can prove it. So when someone says, oh, well, I rewrote the script without Alec, you're full of shit, because that's not the way I work. And we've got lots of emails and messages proving that. But as a collaborative process, if you're going to have a co-writer, for me, the way I do it is you take the script that I wrote, come back and say, here's my edits, and then we review them. And we go line by line. And we change it. So I had done that with Bill, and we were going through the script. I think we got around half of the script. And then there was a lawsuit, of course, with CBS. And I wasn't paying attention to rewrites. And I guess Bill was rewriting the script without me. And then came back, and there were some major changes. One, he kills Tanaka, and I was like, no, you can't kill Tanaka because he's in the, he lives on, and he's part of the post story of Garth. And he also made it so the USS Ares was out of commission and not at the Battle of Axanar. He had the Ares being so beat up after the first Battle of D7 that they have to pull the Markland class, the Xenophon, out of mothballs, and that's what Garth did. And I was like, oh, dude, really? Was there ever a time that Kirk used a different ship? That Picard used a different? No, because the Enterprise is a character in Star Trek, and the Ares is a character in Axanar. You don't pull it off the line. That just makes no sense. So I had to go. I go back and just make, changes. So the script now that's going to be in this Kickstarter that everyone's going to receive is has a little, a little bit of John Muntrath contributed, Dave Galanter contributed, David Gerald contributed, Bill Hunt contributed, and they'll all be acknowledged, as contributors to the script. But I've really taken the script that we were going to shoot and added back some things that I felt really strongly about that were missing. Of course, I changed the script as far as Tanaka doesn't die, and the Ares is in the Battle of Axanar, and the Battle of Axanar is great. It's great. There's one other major change I got to make. I'm going to go back and make now, just because I realized it a couple of weeks ago that I had done and that gotten taken out. And now I think it's really important to add a couple things back in. But I want to make it so that this script, you guys are you're gonna get this beautiful hardcover slipcase script, and you're then going to read it. You're going to want to read it because you're going to want to find out everything that happens. And what is this? We're talking about Axanar for years now. What is Axanar? And here's the thing. You're going to read it. It is not going to spoil the next 2 episodes. I mean, what is there to spoil? Listen, we all know how World War II ended, but we can still tell the story of Saving Private Ryan. We can still tell the story of Patton. We can still tell the story of the Battle of the Bulge. We can still tell Band of Brothers, right? We all know that Garth wins the Battle of Axanar. There's nothing, right? The question is how. That's what's exciting. All right, I'm going to take a second here from blabbing and go back. Jim Westbrook, talk to Charles Williamson. He's the guy in charge of that. Okay. I'm just reviewing. Okay. Let me just review here, see if there's anything that I need to address. Where do you get this awesome passion for releasing only quality content and products? And where do you get the energy and rechargeability to continue to act this? Thanks, Robert. That's a great question. So where do you get this awesome passion for releasing only quality content and products? Wow, that's a great question. I'll tell you where. From my collections, right? So from what I've said, listen, I have, many of you know I love Vance Major, who does his fan films, right? And his fan films he calls it no budget productions for a reason. You're shooting on an iPhone, they're putting on whatever costume, whatever. It looks awful at times. And they're so full of heart, right? Because he has so much heart. Vance Major has so much heart. And so the films, you have to chuckle them and you take them as they are. You're not comparing Vance's Star Trek fan films to even other fan films. I mean, they're not even in the same league as Josh Irwin's stuff, right? But that doesn't matter because it's apples and oranges, right? You're thinking about it in a different way. And that's the way fan films are, right? I think of fan films in a different way. So I never wanted to make a fan film. I wanted to make a Star Trek film. And for me, that just, like with Vance, it means I just want all my friends to play Star Trek with me. I don't want any pressure, right? That's Vance. Josh has his view. And Josh does some great stuff too, right? But mine was, I don't want to make a fan film. How do I not make a fan film? I wanted to make something that held up, something that you could look at and go, God, that's good, right? So on that front, it's because I want to make great Star Trek. And listen, I've told you guys the story. I want to make Star Trek that is considered Star Trek. Someone told me a year ago, someone said to me, Alec, you realize, of course, in 50 years, no one's going to know that Prelude to Axanar wasn't real Star Trek. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then my friend who works on Star Trek, who worked up on Discovery and other projects, I asked him once, I said, he knows Alex Kurtzman. And I once asked him, I said, hey, does Alex Kurtzman know about Axanar? And he chuckled and he said, Alec, everyone in Toronto knows about Axanar, meaning everyone on the Star Trek set. I was like, wow, holy shit, which is kind of scary. And that's kind of like a burden, right? So there you go. The second part, where do you get the energy and rechargeability to continue this Axanar labor of love? Well, I get it from you guys. You guys drive me. Listen, there's a whole bunch of these pathetic, toxic fans that have a hate group that just, I am top of mind to them constantly. They're constantly talking to me. They're constantly trying to tear me down. They're constantly lying about me. Dean Newberry's one of the biggest liars in the world, and he's always talking shit and making shit up and trying to make me look bad. He's so obsessed with me. And I just blow it off. I'm like, these people are losers. Look at all these amazing fans that we have, that Axanar has. Right? Axanar has so many amazing fans. And those aren't my fans. You guys aren't fans of me. You're fans of Axanar. I'm just the guy that produces it, right? You're here because we have people like, J.G. Hertzler working on the project, like Jeff Fagan as our DP, Dana Wagner building the bridge out, right? We have, whether Stogie, even though he's let us down tonight, just joking, Stogie. All the people that are with the project. I mean, we've kind of lost a lot of the dead weight and the losers, right? They've kind of weeded themselves out. We've got really top-notch people, which is seen most by the November film shoot we did for Axanar, right? Well, you talk about us, grade A cast and crew. Mark Edward Lewis, Jeff Fagan, we were Allison Fouch, Dana's wife was, it was her studio that we used at the Gwinnett schools. We had so many great people working on this project, and that's who Axanar is. Axanar is all about these great people. So what recharges me is having great people. Like cast and crew, and having great fans, and that's what keeps me going. So there you go, Robert. I've blabbed a lot. I hope that answers your questions. Sorry, I just have to highlight this. I didn't say that, but no Romulans at Axanar. Nope, no Romulans. Remember, we don't see the Romulans until Kirk's time. Yeah, so Memory Beta, I don't know, and I don't know what their source is. I'm going by FASA, right? For a lot, and then I'm going by what we came up with, right? So it's the Axanar universe. It's not the FASA universe, because he had the Xenophon in FASA. It's not, it's not the Heisenberg as they talk about it in the novel. Listen, this is all expanded universe, and in ours, it's the Axanar universe. Axanar universe, he's flying the Ares. He's captaining the Ares. No, it's not. It doesn't lead to the Kittimer Accords, because the Kittimer Accords are 30 years later, at least. Yes, they are. Thank you, Tommy Stone. We appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Listen. Yes. The answer is yes, Stephen. Josh and I are working to eventually, we have so much to do a Vance major film, for me to produce it and Josh to film it and Vance to be star in it. So yes. So the answer is yes. That's a great way of putting it. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Oh, that's easy. because I'm going to give you advice that more smarter people than me give. Listen, what? Oh, where's my phone? Everyone's got a phone. Take that phone and start making movies. You want my advice? That's the advice Hollywood professionals give. There was a great Hollywood professional, a writer, I forget his name, but he was a top Hollywood writer. And someone said, how do I sell a screenplay in Hollywood? And he said, you don't. He said, the chances of you selling a screenplay is the chances of the average kid, high school kid playing in the NBA. He said, it ain't going to happen. He said, but you could become a filmmaker. He said, so go and make a film. He said, take your camera and go make a film. And he said, it's going to suck. And you're going to show it to your family and no one else. And then you're going to go back and make another one and another one. He said, and sooner or later, your films are going to get better and better. You're going to keep learning. And you're going to learn all about editing and storytelling. And he said, keep making films. And so that's my advice. My advice is listen to that guy. Right? I'm no genius. That's what the advice should be. Keep making films, right? Take a camera and make films. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Yes, that is correct too. Phyllis, very good. I don't think that's Phyllis. I think that's, I forget your name. I know the notes in there. Oh, it's just Crystal. All right, I'm just going through the rest of your comments here. Yes, we are working on an audio drama that's absolutely in the works. Listen, what we may well do as far as, is at the end, bundle all the books together that go to the UK, for example. Say I get 10 orders from the UK. I'm going to put 10 copies together. I'm going to ship it to Alexander in the UK and then have him ship it within the UK. And hopefully we can cut the shipping costs in half. So let's see. Because right now it's going to be like $40-50 to ship to the UK. But if I can ship a couple things or a bunch of books, we might be able to cut down on that, okay? So, Sodor, there you go. And let's see how we're doing here. See. Oh, we're about to cross $4,000. So very good. I'm hoping we hit the goal in the first 24 hours. There we go. Just crossed $4,000. There we go. Ta-da! Ta-da! $4,000 it is. Oh, look at it. You see that? Someone else just bought one. It scrolls. It automatically updates. So there you go. Any questions about the Kickstarter? Listen, the other thing, again, I'm going to push. If you get the highest level, you'll get the. Highest level will come for an autographed copy, autographed by the author Linda Alexander, of the hardcover "Life and Death of Rising Star Steve Einat," who of course played Garth of Izar in the original and episode "Whom Gods Destroy." And there's there's only 4 levels, I think, but there's add-ons and stuff. So we're going to offer really cool stuff during the course of this Kickstarter. So pay attention to the updates, because they're going to be special secret perks for people who've already bought, who've already done the Kickstarter. So pay attention, stay tuned. What else can I tell you? The auction, the Star Trek auctions. Listen, Star Trek auctions guy, go to our website, ariesstudios.net, and let me show you that. All right, let me share my okay, so if you go here to the Aries Studios website, right? Go up here to where it says Aries Studio Store, all right? And scroll down to where it says Star Trek Auction. And the Star Trek Auction, I just, the first 18 items went up today. There'll be another 15 to 20 tomorrow and every day thereafter until I get everything listed. There's all sorts of stuff. These are Rick Berman's personal video cassettes of Trials and Tribulations. These are props from Enterprise. That's from Doug Drexler. A Klingon console piece from Next Generation. Some autographs. We got some great autographs. There's Avery Books. There's Avery Books and Nana Visitor. Here's an amazing, amazing piece. This is, look at that. Holy crap. Wow. That is amazing. I've been going, I'm like, do I want to keep that? That is about as good as it gets, right? And I'm like, oh, God. Well, maybe you guys won't. Maybe it won't hit the reserve. And I'll wind up keeping it. But if not, that's a great, great piece. Let's see. All sorts of really cool. And then we get into, no internet. What? There we go. And then we get into scripts. Obviously some good things. Chain of Command parts 1 and 2. Inner Light, Relics, and I haven't even, I got a lot more stuff to list. So there you go. That is the auction. So check that out, ariesstudios.net. Look for the Star Trek auction category and go there. All those things are at auction. We installed an auction module onto our website. How many decks? Get the blueprints, and it'll tell you. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. So everyone, please check out our Kickstarter. Listen, the Kickstarter is, I'm so excited to produce this. And this isn't even the best one. Let me tell you. Once we're done with Axanar, we are going to produce the final fully illustrated script, and it's going to be like page of illustrations, page of script, page of it's going to be unbelievable. You guys are going to love it. So why am I doing the Kickstarter? To raise money for the studio, right? Raise money for the studio and to get out a car. Listen, we have to produce this hardcover anyway because it's a perk. There are people who donated back in 2014, 2015. Hey, what's going on? The dogs are getting restless. They're like, Daddy, you're going over. This is a perk. Some people donated for this back in 2014, 2015. So we have to deliver this perk as it is. So I'm just like, let's make it. And nowadays with printing so inexpensive in Japan, we can make a really beautiful book. And that's what we're doing. Okay. So there you go. So that's why we're doing it. All right. Well, that's about it. I think I've kind of covered everything. Oh, other thing. I'm sorry, Pee-wee. Pee-wee's still in my. Pee-wee's been in my lap the whole time. Here, let me show you this. Sorry, Pee-wee. I'm gonna. Rain Array. This is a Thunder Bay from Otherworld Computing. It is our brand new hard drive that will hold all of the footage that we have done so far for Axanar. Real excited about that. I've got all these hard drives. I've got 10, 11 hard drives. They're all going to go on the Thunder Bay. So thanks to Otherworld Computing for that. We love them. They are the best. Larry O'Connor is awesome. Yes, absolutely. There are Garth photos there, so you can go and I will personalize it if you'd like. Typically, I write, I sign my name and I write Garth of Izar and I write the tip of the spear must be sharp, but I'll personalize it if you want something special. More than happy to. Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. All right. Well, hey, Soto, that makes us feel good. That's kind of what we want to do. So there you go. Thank you. All right. So listen, thank you so much. We're really excited about our Kickstarter. You guys have just look at just in the time that we've been doing it here. I mean, look, just in the last 5 minutes we've added. Oh, and there it's going again. I love it. It's like it's like the gas gauge at the gas station. Thanks, buddy. That's a joke. But it's like you're filling your car and you're watching the thing go. That's what it is. So we're up to 4190. We were just at 4,000. So that's like 5% while we've been sitting here talking in the last 5 minutes. Thank you. Geez, we might hit 5,000 before the end of the evening. Nah, that's probably not going to happen. But hey, we're getting up there, and I want to thank you guys for doing that so much. It's just awesome. I'm so excited about this book. I can't wait to produce it. Listen, this is the 7th Kickstarter we've done with Aries Studios. Everyone has been fully fulfilled. The products from all those Kickstarters are available in the Aries Studio store. So rest assured, when we do a Kickstarter, we make sure we get the product out. These are like product-based Kickstarters. So, listen, I'm excited to finish out fulfilling all the perks from the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo for Axanar. There's still a good amount of stuff that needs to be delivered. Obviously, the Blu-ray or the film. So we're excited about all of that stuff, right? Because I enjoy fulfilling. I really do. I love sending stuff out. I mean, you should have seen over the past month, I've probably shipped out 200 boxes. We did a lot of business, and you guys, and I sign every single packing slip. I sign it personally. I sign thank you in my name because I want every single person when they get that, they feel like, oh, look, Alec packed this box. I want you all to know it's me doing it, that I appreciate you guys. And listen, we get over here, you're by the door, our front door, because my office is what would typically be the living room, but we don't need the dining room. We don't need a formal dining room, right? So it's my office. And over here inside, there would be a stack of packages because I pack 20, 30 items in a day. Plus, we're giving away the patches to all the donors, right? If you're a donor, if in the past, you get a free set of patches. It's an extra perk that we're throwing out there. And so every morning, I pack the car, and Pee Wee here would get so excited to go to the post office, and he'd run out to the car and jump in the car. And I go down to the post office and drop off 30, 40 packages, right? Today was a light day. It was only 3, one to the UPS store. But I love doing it because every one of those packages that go out is a connection with a fan. It's a connection with a collector. It's a connection with a donor, right? Every one of those. And I take great pride in those. We have these postcards we put in each one that talks about Aries Studio and Axanar. It's really, it's fulfilling to fulfill. I mean, I really enjoy it. And I do it first thing in the morning. I do it late at night. And then I've been working through, like, people have been, this weekend we will have a customer service live stream also. If you have questions, if there's stuff that you have that you're like, hey, I'm a donor, but I am missing this, or I sent you an order, but I haven't got it, or do you have a package slip, a tracking number, whatever. We do regular customer service live streams. So I'll be here, and you'll just send me Alec, what about this? So yeah, I enjoy doing it for you all. And thank you so much for supporting us and being there. Thank you to all our regulars here. God, we had a lot of new people come in tonight. I mean, just look at this. Sodor is new. David Gall is new. Robert Blea, I hope I'm not mispronouncing it. Chris A. All you guys, Darko. Oh, look, we just went up again. 42.26. I bet if we stayed on till midnight, we'd get close. But so thank you so much. Well, you're very welcome. Oh, Dave, so have I. You're old like me. Thank you, David. We appreciate it. David, make sure. Listen. Also, let me also. Boy, it's been a while. Please, down there at the bottom, to see. Go to axanar.com. Click on the newsletter link, or just put in axanar.com/newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter. If hopefully that's how you found out about us, but that's really important. I put out a lot of information. That's why people are like, well, I haven't heard anything about the project. Wow. If you tell me that, I'm going to have to bitch slap you, because we put out videos. We put out blog entries. We put out emails. I post on the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo. If you don't know what's going on, it's your own damn fault. So please come on out. We're starting to ramp up more and more info. I know I got to talk to Keith Cedor about getting the podcast going again. And there you go. So yeah, sign up for the newsletter. That's important. Scalar Dave, another new guy. I've never seen Scalar Dave before. Thank you for coming out, Scalar Dave. We really appreciate it. Come back. We'll be here next Friday. Next Friday, I think I'm going to have Doc John on to talk about the early days of Axanar and Star Trek New Voyages. We'll see who else I am able to get out here. Kenny Wood, thank you. You're new too, Kenny. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being with us since the start, Kenny. We really appreciate that. Oh, look at all the new guys coming out. Need an Axanar fun fact. Anything, please. Oh, wow. All right, an Axanar fun fact. All right, here's one. I had a casting lunch with Jeffrey Combs. Yeah, I did. I really wanted him to play Moreau, the Klingon mentor to Richard Hatch. And he just told me, he said, you know what? I don't want to play a Klingon. He was an absolute gentleman. Having lunch with Jeffrey Combs was truly wonderful. What a gentleman. And I tell you, there's so many people like that I've met in Hollywood. Old school actors. Jeffrey Combs, an old school actor. Robert Picardo, old school actor, right? J.G. Herschel. You meet these guys and they're just like, J.G. Herschel is the best. Oh, we are going to do here's another fun thing we're going to do. We're going to have, and I'm not sure if it's going to be this fall. We may do it this fall. We'll see with doing the shoot. But we're going to have J.G. Herschler and tentatively Robert O'Reilly. And that is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go and we're going to spend the weekend in DC. We're going to rent a hotel. It'll be like going to a convention. You'll pay a fee. You'll get all sorts of stuff with it. It's going to be a blast, right? It's going to be a blast. And so we're going to do the top three national air and space museums in the country. So we're going to go to the National Air and Space Museum in DC, one day in DC, one day out at Dulles Airport for the extension. Then we're going to do Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for the Air Force Museum. And then we're going to do Warner Robins for the Air Museum down there, which is amazing. So there you go. We and we'll see. and we'll keep doing it. There's lots of places. There's Pensacola has a great museum. There's Huntsville, Alabama for the Space Museum. We can keep doing this, but JG wants to do things like this, and I told him we're going to put something together. So there you go. So there you go. All right, so we're going to try and close this out because we're going long. Hey, Jared, how are you doing? Jared, it has been a while. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Yes, it is early in the morning in the UK, so you get extra points, Soder. You really do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I certainly remember that. Sorry. No, I do not. Oh yeah, yeah. That would be breaking the fan film guidelines. But CBS doesn't care about the fan film guidelines anymore. They have promoted breaking them. They have told fan films that and fan film people that they can break the rules. They told, CBS told Paul Jenkins it was okay to file a copyright on the script. Now they didn't know that it was a fraudulent copyright, that Paul Jenkins filed a fraudulent copyright, but CBS said it was okay. So they don't even care about their own rules. So I don't, that's CBS. Okay, so that's it for now. We've gone 20 minutes over, which I'm always happy to do, but I don't want to wear out my welcome with you guys. Thank you so much. Look at this. The Kickstarter is kicking ass. And it's all because of you guys. Please, if you can, please go and back our Kickstarter. Get a copy of the script. You will not be sorry because we're going to make sure it's awesome. I'm extremely excited about this, and you will be too. You'll get it, and you'll take pride putting this on your bookshelf. So if there aren't any other questions, we will. Peru, Indiana, Grissom Air Museum. Okay, we'll check that one out too. Craig, I didn't see you pop in. Thanks, Craig. It's good to see you again too. So I'll see you guys next Friday. Hopefully we'll have, I think Doc John is going to come in next Friday, and we'll catch up with you. That will be Friday night of Star Trek Las Vegas. So I'll keep you guys posted and look forward to chatting with you then. So in the meantime, live long and prosper, my friends. If there's anything you guys, questions you have, things you need, where are my perks? That you can go to axanardonors.com for that. But other than that, alec@axanar.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Just email me. You're more than welcome to friend me on Facebook and send me a message that way. But nothing gets done. I mean, we can chat, but if you need something, send me an email. That's the best way to get things done. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. I will look forward to seeing you guys next Friday. If not, hopefully this weekend, I'm going to be doing a customer service live stream. So probably Sunday, because tomorrow morning I got to Boost the cat to the airport. All right. So let's stay in touch and check your emails for the customer service live stream. Let's just say it's Sunday. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care.